Nations University 2023 graduates, I congratulate you by urging you to fight. Your achievement in you marks a launching point. There is a dark, dark battle raging against us, now more than ever. And so many, even other Christians, are blind to it, but not you. You are called to fight, and you know it. Not with earthly weapons of power and destruction, but Ephesians style. Now is the time to take up your spiritual armor and pray. We can and will see God do many things through prayer. Our God is a mighty God. You know me as the registrar at NU for going on a dozen years now. And many of you see me as a details person in this role, but at my core, I've always been a big picture person. And I want to share with you my heart and what God has placed there for me to share with you. So having lived and studied or worked in 4 different countries and 6 different US states, I've been blessed with many cross-cultural and spiritual insights. And my heart has grown from these experiences, but perhaps not as much as God has grown my heart while working for Nations University, where I get to travel the world every day through internet interaction with all of you. You inspire me and all of us at Nations University to do better, to be better, to use the tools that God has given us to battle against the darkness. There are MDiv projects in Africa and Europe that are making national history. There are NU students and graduates starting churches, schools, orphanages, chaplaincy programs, ministries, community building, etc., and changing major spiritual battle lines as you go. You, NU graduates, are the missional, God-inspired hope that my heart has needed to see. And for those of you in places and situations where the darkness seems thicker, we at Nations U see you and encourage you to keep looking up and listening to God's Spirit. Take courage, because my heart hurts, and I know yours does too, when we see the state of the world, particularly since COVID-19, with huge internet pornography increase, producing more and more human trafficking, especially of over 2 million children, making slavery at its biggest now than at any other point in history. And I know your hearts do too. When I see disaster and famine so widespread globally, 93 plus nations now on the UN World Hunger Map, that's almost 1 billion people without enough to eat. And more nations, leaders closing their trade and communication for fear, hatred, war, at a point in history when people, communities, countries are so specialized as to depend heavily on one another. When I see us killing unborn and even newborn babies because we disregard and undervalue human life so much less than selfish desires, when I watch around me the pride that comes before a fall, the confusion and hurt of lost people being blinded by darkness and putting their own image before God's. And on it goes. When I witness all this, my heart hurts. But it hurts even more because if this world only knew Jesus and his way, they would be filled with his freedom and protection and forgiveness and love and bread of life and living water and truth and light, given higher identity and purpose, a place to come from, belong to, and move on to with him in heaven. I hurt not just for this lost world in general, but specifically for lost people around me that don't know Jesus. As now an alumna or alumnus, you will always be part of the Nations U family. We at Nations U need to hurt for lost people together. We need to pray for lost people together. I urge you to participate and lead the Ambassador Monthly prayer meetings or MAPS with other NU students. We need more leaders for MAPS, and you will be blessed. One student announced that she would be baptized the following day after the MAPS meeting. Several persecuted Christian students say that they feel less alone in the fight because of these meetings. The harvest on the fields is ripe, but the workers are few. Pray then for more messengers to be sent out. Luke 10:2. You and I are the messengers of Christ. Get involved in discipling those around you to be harvesters and messengers. Help raise up more leaders through NU or through other means around you. Participate in the NU Pass program. See where God is working around you and join in. I pray boldness and courage for you, and together we pray for others to join this spiritual fight. May God send out more brave messengers like you, our NU 2023 graduates. Thank you for the ways you fight the darkness and brokenness, kingdom style. Remember this, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the dark spiritual forces around us. God has given us powerful tools in this fight, some of which we hope you have learned to wield and to wear better while at Nations University. May you take up the full armor and lessons God has given you here to continue this fight for His light to pierce through the darkness and pray. Yes, God be with us all, and I look forward to the day the whole NU family meets in person, even if that's not here on earth. Keep fighting the good fight, and one day we'll be home and celebrate big.